Hello friends, Johnny here with another Spellbinders 2024 Crafty Advent Calendar video, and today is day 22. Let's open up that box and see what we have. Ooh, it's more sequins. These are a really pretty iridescent pink version. That makes 3 sets of sequins this time, and of course, I want to do another shaker card. Let's pull in the Love on the Rocks collection. We're going to use the Love on the Rocks die set, and I am determined to make this a shaker. So I'm starting out with a larger than I need piece of cardstock, and I cut out the top curve. I'm using the decorative outer portions of the die, the glass, the tumbler, to help me line this up because I want it to be long enough to cover the whole thing. So I lay the next piece that would naturally fall inside the decorative piece. And I'm going to die cut the frame or the decorative piece out of some gold, brushed gold cardstock. This is the pearlized gold, sorry, from the treasured gold cardstock. I also took one from the rose gold pearlized rose gold. And just because I'm going with this strawberry theme, with that pink, with the pink sequins and with the strawberries in this die set, I thought I'd give that a try. Now I also used the portion that's supposed to be the surface of the liquid inside the glass, the oval, and I lined that up with where it would land under the decorative detailed piece and die cut that. And now this fits over this die cut hole just perfectly. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this, but I was pretty proud of myself for that working out. Next, we're going to use the notched corner frames to die cut a frame around this piece because we're going to make this a shaker element. And I wanted to make sure that this would fit nicely on a 5x7 card. This seemed like too large of an element to do as a shaker on a smaller card. So yeah, why not? I will take any excuse to make another 5x7 card. I have a piece of acetate cut to roughly the right width and a little longer than I need. I'm using some 1/8 inch score tape here to add some adhesive to adhere that acetate down. I peel off the backer and lay the acetate down, and then I'm going to trim off any of the excess. You don't have to be really fussy about your acetate layer. You can just get something that fits and covers the hole and then trim off your excess. That is not a big deal. Next, I took a smaller of that notched corner frames die and cut one to back our shaker. And I have my thin adhesive strips. These are about 2 mm. And again, Spellbinders carries these also, probably the same size. And these are so easy to make your shaker cards with because they do bend around the shapes that you're trying to create. Now, to make sure that this whole element is the same level of raisedness, I am adding the foam strips here around the perimeter of our shape also. And I'm just trimming off the ends where they are a little too long. Now I really could have just shaped these strips all the way around, but you know, sometimes we just mess around and do what feels right in the moment. I'll take the extra from this last strip, add it in the larger open space, and add one more strip on here to make sure that we don't have any sagginess in our card. Now that we have that all constructed, we have the well of our shaker card element constructed, we'll add a bunch of these pink sequins. I'm trying to put enough in there that it will create at least a half full glass when it is held upright. Now we're going to take that backer, and I'm going to use some Distress Mica stain in Sugary Gumdrop and Winterberry. These are 2 different tones of pink. And I just want to add some interest in the inside of that card other than the sequins. I'm going to let that dry. And I'm also taking a half sheet of cardstock or is this 5x7? I think this is only 5x7. I'm spritzing heavily, so I want it to be a solid color. Well, it should be pink throughout, but I want it these 2 tones of pink. Now that that backer panel has dried, I'm going to first unclog my fine line glue bottle, which has Barely Art Precision Glue in it. And I'm going to add glue to the back of these foam strips. Even if it had adhesive already on it, this gives you a little bit of extra wiggle room. I decided I didn't have quite enough sequins in there, so I added a few more, being careful not to get them on the glue. I'll use my heavyweight block to make sure that gets well adhered, and pull out my 5x7 Matting Basics Set B and the largest die, and one of the older embossing folders of the month called Tiled Hearts. I think this is from December of last year, and it creates this beautiful heart pattern. That's going to be the background for our card. Next, we'll add some glue with our fine line glue bottle to the back of this gold pearlized cardstock die cut, and I'm just adding little dots in strategic, just hard for me to say that word, strategic spots. Then I'm going to carefully line this up to cover our hole for the shaker. Next, I've die cut the strawberry elements from this set. We have a 2-layer strawberry with the fallout pieces that will show the seeds, and I chose 2 different colors of pinky red or reddish pink. This one's a little bit more of a melony tone, and then we have a little more red toned. And I backed the lighter color strawberry with craft colored cardstock and the darker color with the melony colored pink. So we have 2 different colors of strawberries, and there are little greenery to attach. And first I tried to tuck it behind the strawberry under that little dimple for the stem, and you only see a couple of the leaves. So I decided to glue it to the front. And when I referred to the packaging, that is indeed how they were assembled. I'm going to place these elements under a heavyweight block just to help those adhere well. And I have the chocolate for the chocolate covered strawberries cut with some dark brown cardstock, and I'll adhere those. I do go back and add the stems to all of them. So I have 6 strawberries cut out and assembled, and it's time to start assembling our card. I will add the heart tiles layer to a 5x7 white card base. And now we're going to add some glue to the back of our shaker element. This is my favorite way to do shakers in this style, where you have a completely encapsulated shaker that you add to your card. Next, I'm going to cut the straw, and I have some rose gold brushed cardstock and some white glitter cardstock. These are all sold by Spellbinders. And I cut the heart layer from the white, and we're going to back that with the rose gold. And it just looks so fun. This would be a really cute stir stick or straw for your drink. Now I'm just going to carefully peel up a couple spots on this very detailed part of the glass and tuck our straw in there so it looks like it's in the drink. Just looking for the right angle, and the only glue I'm going to apply is right at the very top. It's going to be held in by the structure of the detailed element for the glass. Now it's time to start adding those strawberries. I've roughly laid these out where I want them, added a couple layers of extra cardstock behind the lighter strawberry because it's got to set partially over the chocolate covered strawberry. I have 2 more strawberries that I'm going to add here, one at the other side of the base of the strawberry and one at the base of the shaker element and one up here. I think that adds a fun element. Next, we're going to take some sentiments from the Valentine Happy Hour Sentiments BetterPress and die set. I did foil these. I'd used these on a previous card, and because it foils all of the sentiments and die cuts all of the sentiments at once, I had some leftovers. So I am using the longer sentiment on the front, and I'm going to add a few more sequins, a few more of these pink sequins to the front of the card because I thought it needed just a little bit more. So I'm just going to add these a few at a time, just trying to figure out where I need them. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. I often don't show you the planning of the placement for these sequins. I often will do that part off screen or off camera and then come back just when I'm adhering them to the cards. This time I really didn't know what I wanted to do until I started adding them, and I just kept adding more sequins in different spots until I felt like it looked like a completed card front. Just adding little dots of glue before I add my sequins. On the inside of the card, we're going to take another sentiment and add that to the inside. I'm going to center that in the top third of the card, making sure it's nice and straight. I do use the guidelines on my work surface to help me get those nice and straight. Next, I'm going to take 3 strawberries and figure out how I'm going to place them on the inside of the card. I have a rough idea, and I started hearing them. I just add a little bit of glue behind each of these die cut and layered elements. And again, this does not affect the card's ability to close. And it's fun to open that card and see a fun decorated inside that matches the front. We're also going to add just a few sequins on the inside of the card because I just love to do that. I think it looks really nice. There is our completed card. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I love a good challenge, and creating that shaker behind that glass was just so much fun. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, now is a great time to do that, and the Advent calendar is still available on the Spellbinders website, at least when I recorded this. If you're interested in any of the products that I used today, check that description box below. They will be listed and linked as always. And here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.